Hello and welcome back to the At Me podcast. Here with Vibes and
Olivia?
you going by Olivia now?
I guess. Child. I don't have no stage name, so Olivia will do.
You still say that my phone is MK White though.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's just never gonna change.
That's okay. That's okay. Because you said neighborhood from 14?
Trying to age me. It's cool. I see how it is.
Nah, it's cool. But today's episode, guys, is going to be consisted of femininity. That's it, right? Femininity?
Femininity?
Yeah, femininity.
I'm not very good at speech, so I'm
It's
probably
okay.
not the right person to ask.
I understand. So,
Go ahead. Start.
I mean, the topic of the century right now,
Honestly.
I guess, what is, being feminine?
I mean, a lot of people take it as being girly.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to say... I don't know the word I'm trying to say, so I'm not going to say it.
Well, I was watching a YouTube video by Dr. Michelle Daff or something like that. And she was just basically saying, there's certain do's and don'ts, basically, when it comes to being feminine. A couple of things that she was saying was, she said, for example, you shouldn't brag, right? Mm-hmm. As a female, a guy doesn't want to, how I put this, they don't want to feel like you're trying to outdo them because it's in their nature to want to provide for the female. But I was watching Love is Blind on Netflix, right? And one of the dudes on there was saying to one of the females that he loves, when women brag and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder, is he more in touch with his masculine side or feminine side? I don't know. So as far as that aspect, I can't 100%, speak on that because I'm not braggadocious. So it doesn't really matter to me, I guess. One thing that did stick out was her saying about arguing. So she says in the video, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. And I really like that because it just gives a sense of more so of power. You shouldn't be able to
let people have that, bring that out of you every time.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's something good to think about because men don't want to continue to argue with women, be back and forth about certain things just because it, I'm not gonna say demasculates them, but makes them feel a certain type of way.
This almost can go along with the guys who like to argue with people though.
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah.
But also, I know some people find me mysterious because I more so don't say anything. I'm kind of as one of my managers said,
mm-hmm.
You're just all cool, calm, and collected, but I still feel like you would beat my ass. So,
I mean, I guess
I could beat your ass, but I don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it depends on the dude. And I think that, some things are going to apply to some females, some things aren't. I know I want to be touching more of my feminine side just because I just want to come off more feminine. I'm not masculine, so that's what I prefer. Another thing she was saying was mannerisms. She was saying, if you're talking to somebody, you should really watch your hand movements, even though I'm over here like this. But she's saying, how females get into arguments and they be all this in your face and stuff. She was really tone it down. Lower the decibels in your voice. And I like that because, once again, I feel like it more so gives you the power back, basically. So when you think about little things like that, it just has you kind of like, the energy you attract around you is top tier, I will say. I feel like since I've kind of implemented certain things in my life, the energy that I keep around me is like great. I can't explain it, honestly. But what do you think? Like, do you ever think about it?
Like what?
Like, do you ever think about like
Getting in touch with my feminine side?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say that because I've considered doing things like. See, it depends on what you label as femininity. Because, like, what I label as is just being more girly.
Right.
A little bit. As in, like, probably, like, you know, doing my hair more often. Maybe getting wigs so I don't have to worry about doing my hair as often.
Right.
Maybe wearing lashes. Just, you know, like, doing it for me, though.
Right.
Just to maybe up my self-confidence, up my,
yeah.
But not really, like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I definitely think anything that you do, you should definitely do it for yourself. Because once you start trying to implement things in your life based on somebody else, it's not sustainable. Yeah. There's no longevity in that whatsoever. And then, like, what if you and that person don't stay together? Then it's going to be like, I did all this for what?
Yeah. It'll probably even take a hit at your ego if you did all that stuff and the person just dipped.
No, I agree.
But, yeah, I mean, I have thought about maybe throwing a little bit more touch of feminine in my wardrobe and everything, but it's just not, like, dress-wise, like, clothing-wise, it's not really me.
I feel that.
I don't like most female clothes.
I mean, I feel that. I don't dress in heels, really, because I can't walk in them, but I don't dress in heels, and I mean, I don't really wear dresses, but you know, that maybe that'll come in time because I'm working on my body and stuff. Maybe that's something I'll be more in touch with, but I guess it's not so much the aesthetics, but it just depends on who you're talking to, what they define femininity and masculinity as. So I guess everybody has just their own spin on it, basically. But I've been trying to watch YouTube videos about it and, like, I guess talk to different people to see what their opinions and their feelings are about it. But like I said, I like it. Like, what I've read so far, I'm with it. I've been trying to control my emotions more, but I'm still a female at the end of the day. Yeah. But I try to do the best that I can. I've been trying to tone down, like I said, for example, about arguing. Like when I'm talking to my boyfriend, it's like maybe just taking a step back to listen to what he's saying and listening to understand, not listening to respond. I think there's definitely a big difference there that people have to understand. That's been my biggest thing, honestly.
See, I can't relate to the arguing thing because I'm more so just like I'll probably say a couple things to them to be like, okay, and I'm going to just walk away and be like, get out my face. I ain't got time for you anymore. Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you all day.
Right.
About something that, well, I guess it depends on what level of disrespect I put it on. Yeah. Because if it's low on the level, I'm just going to be like, all right. And I guess in a sense, that makes me kind of like standoffish or more of a... Would that be more of a masculine trait since you said that females tend to get loud when they argue?
What, as far as like back and back?
Standoffish about arguing and stuff.
Not really. In my opinion, I don't think so. I guess that's like, depends on how you look at it, right? So, you know, if you're in a relationship and you're coming off standoffish, it can be interpreted wrong just because it comes off as a lack of communication. But if it's just kind of like in general and it's just some like random person, I mean, not giving them your energy and getting engaging in something like that, I think that's great. Like, you don't want to give anybody your power.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if it's somebody I care about, like a friend, family, whatever, I'm not going to just be standoffish in an argument. Like, if I care about you, we going to argue. Right. I mean, we going to get each other's points across and we going to come to a common ground. But if it's just somebody that's just trying to drain me of my energy and I can sense that before if I'm not already up here,
I feel you.
Then I'm gonna be done with it.
I mean, there's a lot of people that will look at it as like, you know, if it comes to friends and family or whatever the case is, depending on like the severity, I guess, you know, it's not worth the energy. But it's just kind of like a conversation we were having earlier today, as far as, you know, if you're really friends with somebody and you really care about them, you should be able to kind of like let them know certain things about themselves. But like I said, if it's like a random Joe Smo off the street, who cares?
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Joe. So,
but these are my personal opinions. I mean, everybody's going to have their own opinion at the end of the day. They may agree, they may not agree. I think the best thing people can do nowadays is take what you want from when you listen to people and what they're saying, and either apply it or discard it. Yeah. Like, it's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, oh, I don't care about what you're talking about, or what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't have to agree. Like, that's perfectly fine. I can live my life the way that I want to live, and they can do what they want with theirs. I guess that's why I never understood other people when they would, like, I guess, attack people for their personal opinions. Like, their personal opinions literally gonna do nothing to you.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything to anybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the controversial topics of this century, because you do have feminism. But on that topic, too, I do have to say, like, I guess the women that are, like, super OD about it, that can come off obnoxious. Like, and I feel like they're, like, the main people that are criticizing other females for being a certain way. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I think it's just unfair. I hate it. And I hate to, like, see those groups that are classified, you know, the feminists and things like that, try to deter other people, because that's not cool.
Because, like, even in my sense, I can do both if I really wanted to.
Right.
But I just choose to be more masculine most of the time. Just because it's just I guess you can say my guard up. So that nobody really messes with me.
Right.
But I can do both. And when I do both, you know, yeah. I do it well.
No, I got you. I got you.
But I just don't feel the need all the time to walk out the house full set, nails, full set, full to dress to the T. Like, I just started trying to up my style a little bit more than just hoodies and sweatpants. So
right,
you gonna get what you get. But what you don't see is what's going to surprise you.
Right. And to touch on that, I definitely agree. Like, there's certain things that I used to not do before, as far as, like, getting pedicures, right? I get pedicures for the sake of, like, being, well, when I was a retail manager, I'm always on my feet, and you got to have that, you got to pamper yourself. I don't know if I say that right, but you gotta pamper yourself and you gotta take care of your body. So me getting those pedicures and getting the polish or whatever was just something to kind of like help keep me, you know, upbeat and things like that, just because like I work so hard on my feet. But I'm not into the nails. I'm like, you know, sets on my fingers and the lashes. I could do the wig. You know, I'll throw some braids in, some crochet, I'll rock my puff. But that's like the extent of it. Like, I don't feel like to go out with a full beat face and all that. But that's just my prerogative.
Yeah. Like, I can deal with, if I'm going to an event, I can deal with polish on my nails. But after a while, it starts getting on my nerves.
Right.
Like, I can deal with the toes.
Right.
Like, I can get polish on my toes all day.
That'd
be fine. But my fingers, no.
Absolutely.
I get tired of it.
Right.
That's why I don't get anything other than just regular polish on my
fingers. I agree. Now, my fingers, I couldn't tell you the last time I had them polished. No, I lied. My 22nd birthday, I had got my hands and my toes done, and they match. And when I moved here to Tennessee and I started working at a new store, I broke a nail trying to put some clothes on a rack, and I said never again. So I don't do that because I feel like it's a waste of money. But I don't know. I feel like it's just like, the way you come off when you have nails, like, oh, you gotta show them off. I just don't care about it. But I have decided when I do get engaged, might have to start rocking the nails. I just think makes the ring look a lot prettier.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But like the hair will down. Well, now we're just getting its characteristics that come off as
feminine.
Yeah.
Feminine. Yeah.
Like hair down to your butt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why people get their fingernails so long, though.
I don't know. I think, like I said, it's just an aesthetic thing. Because I hate it. Like, you can't do anything.
No.
Like, you're handicapped at, like, the littlest things. Like, I don't know, me picking up my phone off this table or...
I feel like this.
Right. Like, because even when I had the nails a few years ago... I was at work and I think I was on like cashier or something. I went to go pick up the coins and I'm like this. And like the people are staring at me. I'm like, you don't want to give me a hand? Like, you don't see me struggling here?
They are not going to help you out.
That's a fact.
But that's a whole nother podcast on retail work.
I could go on for days.
That's a whole nother podcast.
I could go on for days.
But since we're talking about retail.
Let's go for it.
Let's talk about a trait that customers think that all female employees should do.
What?
They feel like we should always have a smile on our face. And if we don't have a smile on our face, we look
like
rude.
Yeah, mean.
Or mad, mean.
I hate that.
But they only say it to females. They don't say it to males.
I could see that. I guess, like, I haven't heard that often just because, like, once again, being a manager, I always have to be happy-go-lucky. Even if a customer's pissing me off, like, I still had to get over it. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. There were times the customer could see, like, oh, okay, like, she with it. Like, she not playing or nothing.
I mean,
but
you could always be petty pleasant.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's me. But the mask started saving me, to be honest. Because at that point, I could smile with my eyes, but like I'm like straight dead face from nose down. Like I don't care about what you're saying, but only for certain customers, not everybody though.
Yeah. And then, so what's another trait about femininity?
Well, you did ask the question earlier about like when you know who to feed first at the table.
Oh, the thing that's going around on the internet is who are you going to feed as a wife and a mother first? Your kids or your husband?
So my opinion, emphasis on my opinion, I think the husband should be fed first because he's the breadwinner. He's bringing in everything. Dad's holding it down. He's making sure, you know, ABC are in order. Then the kids, then myself. And, I mean, I feel like that's how I've seen it growing up. I can't exactly remember. My parents had been divorced longer than they were together. No, I lied. They've almost been divorced longer than they were together. So I can't 100% remember everything. But yeah, in my opinion, I just feel like, you know, the husband provides so much. Like, I don't see, you know, why not 9 times out of 10, the kids, you know, had been at the house, especially like the little kids, you know, been at the house, they've been fed, things like that. And then, of course, myself last because, you know, I'm making sure everybody else is straight. And then, you know, I get to myself. But do you have an opinion on it?
I personally feel like it's kids.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be the kids first. For me, I feel like it would be the kids first.
No, I feel you.
Like, I can see what you're saying, but it depends on the age.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're at the age where they can serve themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to serve themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're, like, younger.
Right.
To the point where they not necessarily, you don't want them going up to the stove or whatever going to get in their plates.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably feed them first.
Right.
But, you know, obviously you would make sure he eats too. I
right.
mean, them kids that young isn't going to eat that much away from the man. But I have come from a family where men, well, not in my immediate family, but from extended family where one person dated a lot of people. And he would come down, cook a whole meal, eat up everything he wanted, and would barely leave anything for her kids. So that may be why I have a difference of opinion on it.
I mean, I could see that.
But
I mean, ideally, I would fix everybody's plate,
At
then
the
tell them
same
to come
time.
sit down,
Yeah.
and then just like, give them out their
I
food.
feel like that's the general idea that would really happen.
No, I agree. I would think so. And I mean, to be honest, I guess it just depends on who you're with too, right?
Yeah, I feel like that analogy comes from like a family cookout or something. It wouldn't be like at your actual house.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In my opinion, it wouldn't. Because I mean, I'm older now, so I don't really remember back when I was younger whose plate my mom cooked. I mean, whose plate my mom made first at family reunions. But I know she did make my dad's plates.
Right. That's like a thing.
Does.
Like the wife makes the husband's plates, like a thing.
But I mean, I see people at my job still warming up their men's plates and everything while we at work. So I mean,
right.
Hey, it's a thing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a thing. And I mean, everybody has their opinion about it. So, but like I said, well, like you said, I think the cookout analogy, I think that's where it's all stemming from. It's got to be. Because like I said, if you're at the house, you would make everybody's plate and then be like, all right, guys, come on, then sit down and eat. It's
like, come on, turn your tablets off, turn the TV off.
Yeah.
Get in this table.
Okay.
Eat this food.
Right, exactly.
Y'all be playing with me.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I know I have conversations with my boyfriend all the time about like feminine traits and masculine traits and stuff like that, and you don't realize what you're doing until you do it or somebody calls you out. Because I mean, obviously you do it for so long that you don't recognize that something is, or somebody doesn't like something, I guess you could say. And that was a conversation that we had not too long ago. It was just kind of like, when guys say certain things to females, it does come off as if they're trying to mold them into something. But I feel like that was a lack of better terms. And it was more so of...
That kind of sound like grooming.
That's a fact. Right. That's what I said. I was like, that sounds crazy. But...
We're not gonna talk about grooming.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic. But we were just basically saying like, it does sound like molding, but you have to realize certain things, right? Like it depends on your man or whomever you're with. Are they trying to tell you certain things to make you better, or do you feel like it's like a controlling aspect, or like i.e. like clothing and going outside? I personally would never go out looking like somebody from Bad Girls Club or even like Love and Hip Hop. And I know my man wouldn't appreciate something like that just because like I'm a representation of him. There's no imagination left. So it's just kind of like, why would you put yourself out there, especially if you're in a relationship? I do feel like it's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has anything to do with like, men preying on women, because that's like a whole nother thing, but just strictly, representing yourself in a respectable manner. So, and I think you should want that for yourself first before you go out talking about, I'm trying to respect my partner. But you got to respect yourself first, and then it comes like, okay, I got to respect my partner, not going out looking a certain kind of way, dressed in a certain kind of way, because it's disrespectful. But I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I should be able to go out and dress however I want to, and this, that, and the third. Hey, that's your prerogative. That's your relationship. But I think it does look a little crazy.
I think if you're in a relationship and you did want to be one of the people that you said don't find it disrespectful, that they can dress any type of way they want to, you got to realize what's going to come with that. Yeah. Like if you got people hollering at you every day, maybe they like the attention, whatever, but you can't feed into that attention. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what's your willpower? Like, do you have the willpower to tell people I'm good?
Yeah.
Even though you're out here dressed in like 2 strings. I don't know.
You got that willpower to tell people, hey, it's up. But
Agreed.
Some people don't. I see it every day in the warehouse community.
I believe it.
Every day.
And warehouses be something else.
That's a whole nother life.
Okay. Sounds like when you work in a restaurant, because they always say like it's just a lot of stuff going down in restaurants. This person with this person, and it's just, yeah. I've only worked in retail, so y'all can have it. I'm good.
I mean, granted, and we're kind of off topic now, but I prefer the warehouse over retail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the warehouse is just a whole bunch of internal drama. You gotta deal with extra people. You know you're gonna come in and see those same people every day, and you know who you're gonna be dealing with, and you know you could be like, "Hey, don't bother me."
Right. Nah, I could see that for sure.
But retail, they can be like, "I'm the customer. The customer's always right. The customer is not always right." And I watched you put holes in. No, let's not be.
Okay.
Don't let me get into my Lowe's time.
Okay. My bad. But straight back on topic with feminism. I gotta get this word right. But anyways, yeah, the group is just kind of like forcing it down our throat, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm all for people like having their own thoughts and opinions and things, but I think it does become like a certain fine line of expressing yourself, but you don't have to force somebody else to think that way. I can't really say freedom of speech, because is it freedom of speech? They said Donald Trump's app, Freedom Speech app, is like $5, so it's not free. But I don't know. I haven't researched it. But I don't like when people force it down my throat. Like, let me take it in doses. And it doesn't mean that I have to agree with anything that you're saying, because I might not. But I'll respect your opinion as long as you come off in a respectable manner.
Yeah.
But I think that's fair enough. I think that's like any group that's out there. You know, have your opinions, have your rights and stuff. But don't feel like you got to force it down somebody. Except Black Lives Matter. I didn't ask to be black, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I didn't ask. I was given like, you will be black. So I feel like that's a whole separate entity in itself, but I don't want to start nothing, so okay, we won't go there.
Yeah, I mean, you are kind of boring, like who you are going to be. You kind of just evolve into like
yourself,
how you're going to be and everything, like your style and everything. It depends on who you've been around, where you've been, who you with all the time, etc. Like, I just don't feel like females have to be super feminine.
Right.
Like,
I think it's certain things. Like, I told you earlier that, like, I'm trying to stop cussing. And that's not even necessarily, I think, like, a feminine or masculine thing. Because, I mean, what does it bring to people's lives, I guess? But I do feel like when you're talking to someone and then you start including all these different words that come off derogatory or, you know, just offensive, it just brings you down a notch. Like, you should be able to put somebody in their place without the extracurricular, you know, words and stuff like that.
Why are you all the way over there? I may run to the side with this one because, like the Diet Coke, you just drenched me. I'm not trying to get drenched again.
Have you ever had a dream
No.
that you could don't do skid you don't do skid you want don't do skid you
My bad. My mom texted me. But I talk to my mom a lot more now, and I don't know if it's because like I'm 25 and I'm learning a lot about myself, but we talk about being more in our feminine a lot. So, I mean, I'll low-key joke with her, and, like, if she's talking, her decibels in her voice are too high, I'd be like, Mom, Dr. Michelle would tell you to tone it down a notch, sis. And she'd be like, you're right, let me woosah. And I'd be like, okay, that's good.
Barry White voice.
Okay, yes, like, woosah.
Let me calm it down right quick.
Yes, that's exactly what you'll do, too. She'll get a deep voice. I'll be like, okay, that's better. Like, you're giving it too much energy. Calm down. But I'm very big on energy, and I think a lot of people can benefit from that, you know, regardless of what you identify, feminine, masculine, whatever. I think that, you know, hold yourself together. Compose yourself, you know, want to act a certain kind of way, because eventually that energy is something that you're going to attract. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's so many people out there that just kind of like over exaggerate themselves. Like, I could just do without. But anyways, yeah, my mom and I talk a lot about, being in our feminine as women and just portraying ourselves a certain kind of way. But like I said, that's something that works for our lifestyle, and I'm okay with it. It's cool. It's done nothing but wonders for, honestly, me and my relationship, so I'm not tripping. But somebody else may like a more masculine female or whatever the case is. And I guess that's like, if that's your, what's the word I'm looking for? If that's your preference. Oh. I mean, yes, but I was trying to stop using prerogative. I'm trying to throw like some extra spicy words in there. But yeah, like, if that's your preference, then like, okay, cool. But like, here's my thing. So then we go into masculinity, right? Because you do have to balance it out. Like, if one person's too masculine, somebody's got to be feminine, I feel like, to like equal out and balance for you not to clash. And when it comes with that, I guess it comes with more of like an aggressive nature, but not like saying to a point of like being abusive. But I just know if I'm the one crying in my relationship, I don't need my man crying too. Like, I need some tough love, a little bit of something.
You mean like crying with you or like?
Yeah. Like, we both can't be crying. I don't know if you remember this one time in like 9th grade, I went out to a movie with one of my friends. You know who it is. I won't say her name, but I remember it was my birthday. She kind of screwed it over. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, but I remember us coming out the movie theaters, and I was kind of crying because I was upset about my birthday. And then she started crying. I was like, we both can't be crying. But I'm going to cry because it's my birthday. Like, so you're going to have
It's my party. Yeah. And I'm going to cry if I want to.
You were going to have to be the masculine person because I'm going to cry. But like I said, I like that about, whomever I'm with. I need them to be that kind of like aggressive. Sometimes it's kind of annoying, but I don't think I would want somebody who's like sensitive and emotional because I don't know if I would know how to deal with that. Like, I need somebody who knows how to deal with that, and I guess I need to learn how to deal with, like, the opposite emotion, but it balances out, because I will say it's a pretty healthy relationship, but that's just how we operate.
But if it did switch, like one day, homeboy came home and was just like, in his feelings, and the sensitive in his feelings, could you handle that?
I mean, I think so. It'd be weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird. It'd probably take you off guard.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I'd be like, are you on drugs? Because there's no way you're acting like this. You don't act like this. But I wouldn't make him feel less than, because, I mean, I think men should be able to have vulnerable moments without feeling judged. Because I feel like that's a lot of issues with men now. They feel like they can't really open up to a lot of people because they're going to be looked down upon. And I can see that. And I don't think everybody should have to hold in emotions all the time. I think therapy is good. Maybe you need to cry in therapy. I recommend it. If you don't want to cry to somebody that you know because you feel like it's going to make them look at you a certain kind of way, go to some stranger. But that costs money. So
it does.
Yeah. Because we talk about that too. Like, we'll talk our problems out in our relationship, and he'll be like, people pay thousands of dollars to have a communication like this, and that's all they need to do is just communicate, but they get somebody else involved because they feel like they need somebody to like mediate it, when literally all you need to do is talk it out. And I'm like, you right. But sometimes, if you have issues, childhood issues or something, some type of trauma that you're dealing with, going to an unbiased party is kind of lit.
Yeah, I can't say while I've been in the warehouse, I'm not going to say a few people because it's only really been 2 people, and one of the people I brought to the warehouse with me because we used to work at their old job. Right. I was going through a lot of shit last year. Like, sister died, everything. Right. And I was just like, I was still broken and trying to heal myself. Yeah. I don't think, technically, if I had the 2 people at my job, I probably would still be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I had people attacking me on social media
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And I guess from the energy of the family that I was born into,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I get this kind of aggressive, mysterious nature.
Right.
Because I'm so used to protecting who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really show it as often.
Right.
So I think because I come off so masculine, when I do break down that wall
Mm-hmm.
and maybe show a little femininity and give some energy
Right.
to some dudes or whatever,
Right.
they try to eat it up as much as they can. Because it's like, oh, she don't act like this. What's going on?
Okay.
Like, what's going on? She don't ever talk to me. What's going on?
Right.
Like I told you, I was experimenting with flirting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what happened with like 2 of the guys I was experimenting with.
I mean, I think it takes a certain person to like help break through that wall, especially because it takes time to like observe yourself and become self-aware about a lot of things. And sometimes you don't become aware of certain things until like somebody comes into your life to point certain things out. And I'm not saying your friends can't do it, because your friends definitely can, but I do feel like it's a little bit different once you get into a relationship, because what are the odds of us listening to a friend versus listening to somebody we're in a relationship with?
Yeah.
Like, I have friends that'll tell me something, or even my mom will tell me something, and then my boyfriend will say the same thing, and I'm like, oh, you're right. It just sounds so good. But not always.
I'll just go ahead and shout them out. That's what Miss T and Rachel are the 2 people at my job.
Shout out to
Rachel.
y'all.
Rachel, I've been friends with her. Dang, we've been friends for 5 years. Y'all aging me.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, we've been friends for 5 years, and she's a Taurus, so she's more aggressive than Miss T. Miss T is a Pisces like me, so she was more sensitive. I could talk to Miss T about everything, but like Miss T would tell me aggressively, but she let it off kind of easy. Rachel would be like, if you don't just do whatever you want to do, bro, like, stop it. Like, stop living. Like, she didn't say it like this, but this is what she meant. And that's how it hit me hard. Like, she was like, if you don't stop living in the trauma and just realize that you can do whatever you want to do, like, just get over it, bro.
Right.
And that's what I really feel like resonated with me and clicked with me. And I was just like, you know what? This bitch is right.
Right. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it.
And once I stopped letting people stress me out, that's when I started losing weight.
Right.
And that's when I started just being like, I don't like y'all, so y'all get out my face right now.
I mean, I feel you. And I think everybody comes to their own terms on their own time. It just depends on, like, how long are you going to let something affect you, right? You know, I did the same thing, like, for 10 years. It just built up and built up and built up. And eventually I was just like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the energy. I'm tired of feeling this way. You know, I have to do some self-reflecting to see how can I get out of this and make life better. So that's fantastic that you had the both of them and to really help you, like, pull you out of that funk.
Because there were people, they were trying to bring me down. The devil was out there, bro.
Working hard.
The devil was
overtime.
There, getting paid.
Okay.
And it's like, I went to a few people, and I've never really been the type of person to run the HR or anything with anything going on. I don't like seeing people lose their job. But it's like,
people got to know, though, like,
you can't just come in people's life.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel a certain type of, because you feel a certain type of way.
Right. Just mess with them. Just mess with people just because. So
just because you see that energy is there. It's like, oh, I'm going to just manipulate it.
Right.
Just because I feel like you're doing it today.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand. I get it. But I think those were all great examples of femininity. Lord, I'm going to get that word right one day.
Well, I guess, in a sense, femininity kind of, from what they make it seems, in a sense, a little bit like vulnerability.
I think so. I don't think she used that exact word, but a lot of it was just being like passive and sympathetic, caring, empathy, calm. Those are all like very serene words. That's like the best word I could use for those, I guess. Like very calm words. And so it's just be in touch with that side of like, I feel like at peace, you know, not doing certain things and know when to act a certain type of way or be a certain type of way in certain situations, I feel like. But maybe that more so applies. Well, I'm not going to say more so applies to people looking for a relationship, because I think it's important, especially if you're dealing with a very masculine person, to balance each other out, like I said. So I guess it works on either side. It's just a matter of like, what do you want to take and apply to your life? Like I said, you know, I'm trying to work on things on like not cussing, not attending every argument I'm invited to. I really like that one because I'm so quick to like always have a rebuttal, but it's because I don't want people to think like, oh, you can come talk to me any kind of way. Like, no, you can catch these hands. Okay. We can square up. We can do something. Okay. But,
I have a few people who have said that they think it would be funny if I cuss somebody out. I'm like, I'm not going to do that at work. I'm not going to come out my character
that's
at
a
work.
fact. It's going to be too much energy.
I'm not going to do that.
Nah.
I mean, some people could have, but no.
Right.
Right now, we're better. We're healed. We're not.
Right. Nah.
We're healing still. But
Yeah.
we're not going to do that. We're not going to give you all that.
I 100% agree. So I guess it just depends, like, you know, what you take from it. And if that's something you want to apply, if you don't want to apply, I guess it's, you know, your life, your prerogative. But I think the energy that it brings into people's lives it's fantastic. Like, I can't express that enough, honestly. I feel like as I've been coming into my womanhood, I have appreciated a lot of things that I have learned about myself, and, you know, being in my feminine ways and being a woman and things like that. So it's just about applying certain things, and like we just said, just do it.
But if I can be honest, I'm sorry. I ain't really met a dude that really makes me want to let my guard down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to have to make me, in a sense, feel like I can be vulnerable.
Right.
In a sense, for me to really let it down.
Right.
Like, I'm going to let it down enough to get to know you, but if I don't feel secure around you, then I'm going to keep my guard up.
No, absolutely. It's going to definitely take some time for sure. Because I know there's still conversations to this day that me and my boyfriend have about certain things, and we've been together for a few years now. And I think it just takes getting to a point of being comfortable and trusting that person before being like, I'm just going to give it my all type thing. You know, you really got to feel somebody out for stuff like that. And I mean, you would know when they're the one. You got to give them a chance, but
I mean, obviously.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, I ain't really got that much practice in this. I've been held up in a box for like...
Listen, I feel you.
For too long.
I feel you.
For way too long. But I just want... I don't know.
I'm not like the most social person, so going out and like talking to people and meeting people that way just is like, I don't know, weird.
Oh yeah, I'm a hobbit, so it don't happen.
Right?
It don't happen at all.
Like, I need you to come to me.
Like, especially if I feel like if I meet you and I don't like your energy,
mm-hmm.
it's a no-go.
I feel that.
I feel like it's
gotta be the right person.
You're going to have to prove it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to have to prove that I'm wrong, and I'm usually not wrong.
Uh-huh.
That sounds so ignorant. But it's kind of the truth. Like, I'm not... Thank you for coming on.
Okay, it's freezing down here. We are right by the window. It's like 30-something degrees.
But, like, I ain't gonna lie. Especially with females, I can pick it out. Like, I'm not gonna like her.
Right. And I mean, it's your first mind. Go with your first mind. Ain't nobody gonna be judging.
Men, sometimes it's like you'll be around them and be like I had this person I was working with.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to feel about him for about a year and a half. But
that's a long ass time.
But I guess I just kept trying to give him chances.
Okay.
Because
is this like on a friendship level or?
Mm.
Not really? More?
No, like supervisor, employee level.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like, but I always have like I read people out.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had already read him. Kind of knew how I felt about him, but I was like, nah, I feel like I judged him too soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the opinion never changed. He never gave me a reason not to feel that way.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with first impressions, right? Like,
but you know how managers do. Well, I don't want to say that because you were a manager.
I was the shit. I'm gonna toot my own horn. You saw it firsthand today. Like, they were begging me to come back. Not happening.
But it's like a managerial tactic or a supervisorial tactic.
Yeah.
When you come into like a new department or something, you be super nice, giddy, like you're everybody's best friend. And then like you wait like a couple months and then you want to be Satan's asshole. And it's like, don't do that.
Okay. You're not wrong about that, right? The difference is like, I'm not offended about that because with me, I was just always myself. And I feel like when you're yourself and you set boundaries with people, it doesn't matter how you come in. You don't have to come in faking the funk, super nice or super firm, because you'll set those boundaries with people and they respect that. But unfortunately, we find more of those managers that either come in on either spectrum and they're like super harsh and kind of an a-hole, or they're super nice and then like they switch to the other side real quick. I don't like that. Like, be yourself.
I respect you more if you come in and you are who you are.
Yeah.
Versus you sitting up here trying to be my best friend.
No, I got you. I understand.
Like, if you're going to be an asshole, just be an asshole.
Yeah, like, what is it? Nobody's going to kind of,
like,
keep
but if
guessing.
you switch up in 2 weeks, that's going to throw my whole radar like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
Right.
But it's like you knew it was coming because like almost every I can't say that now, but almost every manager I had up until that manager was just exactly like that. So it's like I didn't really have, well, he wasn't a manager, he was a supervisor. Yeah, well, I didn't have people like the ones I have now who I really appreciate as supervisors and managers.
Right. No, I understand. We just got off topic again.
Completely.
Sorry, guys.
But, I mean, in a sense, it kind of moves back into that because it's talking about vulnerability and the wall that we got up with people.
Yeah, that's true.
So we ain't going to talk about male supervisors.
Okay, we ain't going to go that far. That'll be another podcast. I'll have to come, visit in Georgia.
I mean, I have a way so we can do it online. But I just don't know how it's going to sound. That's why I just be like, and I know you probably don't have a microphone that sounds
I don't. This one's cool, though.
Like this one.
I like to be all up in the like, so guys, see all those podcasts that I see? I don't listen to podcasts like that, but I have listened to some.
Yeah.
I think it's nice for the dialogue.
But, like, I guess I can say I do want a guy, because a lot of guys who even remotely told me that they're interested in me are deadbeats, and
we don't want those.
I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but I am at the same time.
Okay.
I'm not throwing stones, but if you catch them, that's just how it is. And it's just like I just want a guy I can feel comfortable with, that I can break down that wall.
Right.
And then you already know that her pick, it gonna be it, because I take my own pictures.
Okay.
So what? This is gonna be off topic. What's your boyfriend's her pick?
I sent him like a nice picture. Okay, I don't send him crazy pictures, okay? But I think it's some like picture I took in like Atlanta with my mask. Just something looking real innocent, but like I'm cute.
What's he doing right now?
Sleep. I know. It's because he went to work last night.
He was supposed to be ready.
I know.
But to get this text message.
No, it's a fact. I'm pretty sure I had asked him that, or I sent him a text.
What's your her pick when I asked you about your girlfriend?
See, I'm pretty sure I sent him a text message.
Because I low-key know everybody her pick for me is that one picture I took of myself on that like burgundy background.
Yeah.
That's everybody her pick for me. When everybody tells me happy birthday, they always save that picture and post it. And I'm like, you need to ask me to use my picture. I took that picture myself. Well, actually, my sister hit the shutter, but I set it up and told her where to hit the button.
Yeah. I can't find it. But I'm pretty sure it's some cute picture of me because I'm always sending a cute picture if I'm feeling like I'm cute. But I know his contact picture of me is like I got my hair straightened and like I looked really busty in that picture. Probably not like the best picture for my contact picture since I'm like always calling him, but it's okay. But anywho, going back to what you were saying as far as like the vulnerability with men and stuff, I mean you'll definitely know like when or who it is. Like anybody will. Like I talked to a few people before I started dating my current boyfriend, and like one dude, it was a red flag because he was like, oh, my phone got shut off. That's an immediate no for me. You can't pay your phone bill? Immediate no. No, thank you. Even on my worst days, I still had my phone bill paid. And not to sound like, oh, I'm a gold digger, because I've always held my own. Like, no man pays my bills. I pay my bills. Not saying that, like, I don't need a man. But we don't live together, so somebody's got to do it. But it just shows, like, a sense of responsibility. Yeah. Like, you know, do you care enough to keep your phone on? Like, that's something slight. But anyways, I say all that to say is kind of like, it's just little details that like you really want to pay attention to. And then you realize like next thing you'll know is like, dang, I've opened up to this person more than I intended to. 'Cause I was saying that's what happened with him. Like, to be honest, I thought it was going to be like a one-time thing. Like, all right, see you later. And then like we kept texting. I was like, oh, so you like me? You like me like me?
Listen, you like me?
Okay.
You want to stay around for this craziness?
Okay. And I knew exactly the day when I felt I had feelings because he was telling me some story about his neighbor. And I had got so mad. I wasn't trying to. The typical female thing. Oh, so you want to bring up another female? Yeah. At that moment, I was like, dang, I got feelings. I don't like that. Because you need to tell me that you like me first. I'm not going to tell you I like you first. Like, I need confirmation first before we go into that, sir. But once you, like, find that person, oh, it's going to be great. I don't recommend dating apps, but I've used them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do no dating. I'm trying to wake up dead.
That's a fact.
I ain't trying to wake up dead.
That's a hard fact. That just means you're going to have to put yourself out there. In different social settings. Not work. Work is like the worst idea. Having a relationship with a coworker, like, that could turn messy very quickly.
I'm going to taste it for you guys. Man, fuck this place. That's a good fuck. I'm mad. I'm mad. It's good. And it's real cheese.
It's not Kraft.
Mm-mm.
It's a Gento.
It's real cheese. That's disrespectfully good.
Well,
I forget also what you were talking about.
I forgot what I was talking about too. At this point, it's way past my bedtime.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm an 8:30 kid. Okay, anything past 8:30, and like when I say 8:30, like I'm normally falling asleep by 8:30, which means I'm in the bed at 7, which means I'm upstairs at like 6 to take a shower and stuff.
That's crazy because I go on my first break at 6:30. 7 o'clock.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been loving stepping down. Like I used to hate closing because it was past my bedtime. We close at 9:30, and then I have an hour drive, and like we would get out there at 10.
It's the drive, though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not. It may not necessarily be the job.
Well,
but it's the drive.
I mean, fuck that.
And then have y'all? I mean, obviously, but but have y'all seen these Tennessee roads?
Man,
have y'all seen them?
Somebody said it feels like you driving on alligator back, and they never lied. That's a fact. I'm pretty sure I was swerving, dodging every pothole I could, and still ended up hitting some. Had to make sure my tire didn't bust. I just got those.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it. So,
well,
Olivia.
Thanks for joining the At Me podcast. This is Olivia signing out. I don't have no plugs yet.
You don't have no plugs?
Not yet.
At all?
Not yet. I mean, Omo Royalty, it's up and coming, guys. Check it out. Did a little drop shipping on Etsy and stuff. So, might be some new merch coming soon.
She on her grind. And then with me, the 7205, always today there.
Of course.
And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
On that note,
the At Me podcast.
Have a good night, guys.